Okay, so there are a few items that I also use to help keep my track nice and tidy. And two of these products are by Woodland Scenics. Now, the one I'm showing here on the belly of this passenger car is an item called a dust monkey. And it's a little pad, and it just floats on the axle of your truck. And you can see here, it's doing its job. It's wiping off a little residue on your rail. But believe it or not, dust also builds up on your track, especially if you haven't been running on a rail for a while. So you take a couple of these and put them under a passenger car or a couple of freight cars and whatnot, and just let them run on the layout. It'll help wipe off that loose surface dirt that collects on top of your rails. I think they come 4 in a package, and they're like $12. There's also a, let's see if I got it here, an eraser that they use. And I said, yeah, you shouldn't be using erasers. But Woodland Scenics makes one called Rail Pal, and it looks like this. And the reason I see it's made of, get it in focus here, you can see it's made up of 2 layers, and one, the dark side, is the more abrasive side, and if you look at it, you can see it's a sparkling. You can see it's got little metallic pieces in it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it is abrasive. The other side is the white side. Come on, focus. Yeah, it's going to do it for me. There it goes. And it's a buffer side. It'll polish and smooth your rail. I use this a lot. In a bind, I'll use this to get something clean off the rail that just isn't coming off any other way. You know, if you got some super glue on your rail, you spill it on there and you can't get it off. You can't even pick it off with your thumbnail. You can use this. But this side, this is a polisher. And what you do is, if you got a spot that's really rough, you go in and rough clean it with this, then turn it over, and then buff it smooth with that. And then when you're done, go ahead and again apply the Act 6006 liquid track cleaner to the track, and you're good to go. So those are a couple items that I use. Also, there is a what do they call it? Oh, 2 other items if you're on a budget that you can use is also a piece of masonite. And the masonite has a crisscross pattern on one side of it. It's kind of a mesh pattern. You can take a chunk of that and swipe that over the rail. And also, another one is to use a piece of doweling, such as this. And that would work also. You use the end. The only problem with using the dowel is it gets dirty. And you can see I've got some in here. Let's see if I can get it to focus in. Come on. And so you can see the dirt marks on there. The problem with using a piece of dowel like this is that, it's going to get dirty sooner or later. And so you have to keep cutting off the ends to have a clean piece to use. Same with the masonite, it's going to get dirty. And, if you're like me, you're going to get lazy and you're not going to do that. You're just going to keep using it, and all you're doing is taking the dirt that's on the dowel or on the masonite and putting it back on the track. So not the best thing in the world. Again, I believe in using the liquid track cleaner, if at all possible, if you can afford it. The price of the CRC stuff is, I think it's like $16 or something like that. Let's see if I wrote down the price. No, I didn't. It's either between $12 and $16, so it's pretty expensive. So I don't use that. I used to use a product from Radio Shack called TV Tuner and Cleaner. And it was in an aerosol can. You had to spray it on a rag and then wipe it on the rail. It worked pretty good, and I used that for years. But then there was a problem with availability, and B, the cost went way up. It used to be like $5, $6 a can. You know, I get maybe a year and a half, 2 years out of it, and go buy another can. But they raised the price, they doubled the price, and I don't even know if it's available now. Of course, Radio Shack's pretty much defunct, so trying to get something like that is probably impossible. Anyway, so I suggest sticking with the ACT 6006. It works the best for me. I guess I'm really pushing this stuff because I really like it and it really works. Again, it won't hurt your rail, it won't hurt the plastic. You can spill the whole bottle on the layout and not ruin anything, including your scenery. It's kind of a solvent base, but it's not toxic, and it's not destructive to your layout or your modeling, your scenery, or anything else. Because I've certainly done that. I've accidentally spilled some on the layout. You can soak it up, and then the rest of it will evaporate on you, and you'll be on your way. So the other thing I'd like to talk about is cleaning your trucks. And so we're going to move over to my program track, and we're going to talk about that.